Hello guys, welcome back to the fourth, maybe final episode of this tutorial series. And in the next episode, we should do a real project using Truffle. So we should put everything together in the next episode. If you're new to this channel or you haven't subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button to support this channel. We're starting from where we left off in the last video, which is the test case. When writing test cases, you always want to make sure none of it fails. So now we are checking this is equal to, and we obviously know that this shouldn't be equal to. So what we can do here is to say that's not B. This is normal JavaScript test cases, how you write JavaScript test cases, which is why I said the requirement for this tutorial is for you to understand JavaScript. So this is a JavaScript test case, basically. So to learn about this, you need to learn about Chai and Mocha. So these are the two basic test libraries in JavaScript. Once you know these libraries, this should not be confusing to you. In this video, I said we'll talk about the config file and all objects of the config file. So we will go back to the documentation of Truffle to see the whole object of the config file. So we can see the configuration right here, and there's a network they created. We created one network in the last video, the Ganache network. You can see a network here. You can see a compiler. We can specify the version of our subsidiary we wish to use to compile. And let's just look for properties that we can make use of. In the last video, we specified a network, which was Ganache network. You can see the command here. You can use the network flag to specify a network we've created in the Truffle. And this is how you create a network. We can create a network. We can specify the gas price, the from address, which will be the default address that will be sending transactions. And we can specify main confirmation to wait before running the next code. It has lots of options for a network. Now we can also use providers for connecting to main Ethereum nodes like Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, or Ethereum itself. So we can use the HD wallet. We pass in our mnemonic phrase or our private key, and we can use Infura. Infura just helps us connect to Ethereum nodes. We can use Infura to connect to Ropsten, whatever network we want to connect to on the Ethereum network. Now, there's a property you need to know about. This is the contract directory. When we run Truffle init, by default, the contract directory stays here. We can change that. We can specify another location for the contracts. So when you run Truffle compile goes to the contract directory to find the contract. But now we can shift that directory out of there to another place. So Truffle compile will know that it's looking for the contract in a separate location. So to do that, we just need to pass in the contract directory property and specify the directory. So if we should do this, now copy this. And we go to our config. We go to our config file, and up here, just paste this. And we paste it, let's just change this. So I'll just change the name of this. I'll change it to my contracts. And I'll tell Truffle to look for my contracts in my contracts folder. So I'll do my contracts. And if I should run this, I should not get any error whatsoever because it should find my contract in my contract folder. So as you can see, it's compiling this and it found my contract in my contract folder. So it knew where to look because of this property here. Another property that I would like you to know about is the build directory. So by default, when it compiles, it builds it to a root folder called build, which is this. Now we can specify a directory where this stores. That is the use of the build. Now I'll remove this here because we don't need it actually. So now I can change this back to contracts. We can also specify the migration directories. Maybe a place where we create the migration. We want to change the location you should look for. We can also specify it here. So Truffle was created mainly for Ethereum blockchain, but because Binance Smart Chain and the rest are forks of Ethereum, they also work for these other chains. So here we can create an Etherscan object. We can pass an API. With this API, we can use a Truffle plugin, which is Truffle Verify, to verify contracts on the Ethereum network without having to manually copy the code, go over to Etherscan and verify. We can verify right from our terminal. So we have the compiler configuration. In the compiler configuration, as you can see here, we can specify the version. We can specify if we need Docker. There is a settings which is where we specify if we want optimizer and how many runs it should run for the optimizer. You can specify the EVM version. The EVM version is the version of the Ethereum network we were willing to fork, maybe the Istanbul, or I think there is London. There are some versions like that, EVM versions we can specify here, and it's try forking that version. Now we have the Viper setting under the compiler. The Viper settings is if you're making use of Python to develop your contracts. But in our case, we are not making use of Python. We're making use of Solidity, so we don't need that version here. Now there is the plugin object. So the plugin object lets you use Truffle plugins in your Truffle project, like the Truffle Verify used for verifying contracts. You can import this plugin in your Truffle project and use this plugin to verify your contracts. Now these are the most used or important properties of the config file you make use of. So if you like this video and you like this channel and you try to support us, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel right now if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.